The first thing I do when I wake up in the morning as a neurology specialist, and I'm going to share that with you, but I want you to make sure that you recognize how important it is that you've set yourself up to receive this information. And that's one of the things that I do when I awaken in the morning. You know, we've changed our whole brain chemistry from being unconscious now to becoming consciously aware. And what are the first thing we do? You know, years ago, the first thing I used to do was get onto social media. And unfortunately, I would find a lot of things to start focusing on that weren't right about the world, weren't right about the individual, weren't right about what I was looking at. And I'm probably looking at the wrong stuff. I'm sure there's really positive stuff out there like this. And I was finding myself then triggering my reticular activating system. And I bring that up because it's just a wonderful, wonderful element that we were born with, connecting our spinal cord to the brain, which screens out all information that we haven't first determined is significant. So what's the first thing that you want to determine is significant if the rest of the day it's going to be your lens? It's going to be what you see and how you feel. That occurs upon opening these. And the first thing I do is I begin to imagine the wonderful things that are going to occur today. I've talked to some of you before about the concept of the world is conspiring to do me good. And so something wonderful is going to happen today. What is the opposite of that? Oh, I wonder if I got enough sleep. Well, you know, I could have probably slept a little longer. Oh, what do I have to do today? Oh, geez, I got to go to that. I got to go do that. Oh, God, yeah, I know. I wrote that down last night. I've been keeping... Does that make sense? We start into this loop of all the things we need to accomplish, which can be exhausting, for crying out loud. Filter first, then look. Now, if you don't put a new filter on, you're going to react to your old filter. And that's a real critical element as you're waking up, getting yourself prepared. You know, one of the first things that happens after I get myself ready is I'll start exercising or I'll have my smoothie in the morning. But who I bring to the exercise, who I bring to the smoothie influences all those around me. And that's determined by when? By the statement I make as soon as I open up my eyes. And I would ask you to prepare for that. I would ask you to write a vision statement. That's simply a statement of fact or belief that's accepted literally by our subconscious. No different than reading something or having somebody share something to us. We take in all that information and start to form opinions. And as you're learning now, we're forming lenses, aren't we, with which to look through the world. And then that's all the information we receive. So I wake up in the morning, I begin to ask myself, what am I looking forward to today? Then if I get into social media, I start screening it out instead of allowing it to screen the emotions within me out and cause me to feel however it is the information is impacting me. And you know, the next thing I do is I get grateful. Now, everybody's heard a lot about grateful. You know, I got to a point once in my life, well, don't tell me anymore about grateful. You don't know what I'm going through. Well, you know, until I understood neurologically what happens when we become grateful, we start to shut the amygdala down. And unfortunately, the amygdala, which keeps us alive, also puts a lot of cortisol and stress into our system. So what I do is I start to imagine and I start to take note of what I'm grateful for. And you know, one of the first things I'm grateful for is waking up in the morning. A lot of people haven't. I got to. There must be a reason. That's my belief. And the reason is that something wonderful is going to happen today. And the other thing is I'm going to be a part of making that happen. And that's called accountability. I'm not going to sit around and wait for it to happen because it's going to be out there, but I'm going to choose to make it happen. And for those of you that were kind enough to stick around through this, I hope you found value. And if you did, go ahead and subscribe. I also have a gift for you on attracting wealth and abundance. And all you got to do is take a look at the link below and you'll be an owner for free. So what are you thinking about? Have a great rest of your day.